It's your shot, huh?
It's still on.
Are we ready? You wanna capture things that are crispy? Me, I'm
wow. Do you just want to paint? It's all you want to.
I want to paint.
Alessa, the lady who acts Lucy, she sent me a BBM. She says, so they can't let her go. So I said, and then the lead character, Wandile, he's getting married today. But the good thing, which I've noticed, the actors, they don't go for honeymoon. I don't know why, for some reason. So we're safe.
Slate 4, take 1.
What really excited me about Safe Bet was that it would, for the first time, we'd get to see a film that was fun, light-hearted and enjoyable action, you know, that people could actually watch and get entertained. I mean, that's what I loved about what Mr. B was. The vision initially was that let's have a great Friday night movie, you know, a movie that people can go out and watch and laugh and just at the end of the day have a great time.
So Safe Bet is a story about two stupid guys that decide to take their boss's money and they want to spin it in a fixed boxing match.
It's crazy. I love being crazy. So the movie is crazy and it just takes me to the level where I'm comfortable with, you know, go crazy without limit, and nobody's gonna tell you that you are crazy too much.
First comedy I worked on that I feel had an appeal to all South Africans. The humor was amazing. I don't think there'll be a single person in this country that will not find it funny.
Huh?
It's your shot.
Because can I close that gate?
We shot Safe Bet in and around Gauteng in South Africa, predominantly in Pretoria, but we shot quite a lot as well in Joburg. But our major locations where this whole story unfolds is in Pretoria. And of great interest is the Orange House. We called it the Orange House because it's orange, which is a little house that is in Atteridgeville, which stands out. It's very conspicuous and it's orange. It's orange from the walls, it's orange from the building wall, from the what you call the demarcation wall of the entire house is orange. The flooring in the house is, the flooring outside the house is also orange.
My computer stopped everything, Joe.
Hello.
And if he dies, Joe? How did I get here? I was an ordinary guy. Go to work, go home, then go to work. And then comes the abnormal load. The bills.
Frank, what better?
A few hundred, nothing serious.
I want to bet all this money on tonight's match.
We're just very confident with the Sting.
Is he Stinger?
Yeah, the Stinger. The Stinger. He's a great fighter. What just happened?
Good fight, boy.
You said that we were over 200 G's. There was supposed to be.
I'm too good looking, I'm too young to go to jail. I'm gonna be some big, fat guy's bitch.
We have never robbed them into safe before.
They're actually criminal masterminds.
Oh my God!
You thought we were masterminds.
You thought I was a criminal? You must be the clever one, eh?
I've got a plan on how we can get our money back.
You have a bag.
How can you do a robbery and not bring it back?
Always on time. You get yours, I'll get mine. Always on the grind till I shine.
Money makes the world go round. Place a large bet, and when you lose, you come back the next day, park in the same parking spot, and try to rob my place. Money makes the world go round.
Your parking was a problem, sir.
Oh, my head.
Frank's story in a lot of ways is about being a breadwinner, you know, being a young man. Your father's now bedridden, your mother's not working because she's elderly, maybe she's retired, you know, and it's something that I could relate to so easily, you know, that so many people want to go back home and provide for their family again. And it's a difficult thing because you never know when when enough is going to be enough, you know, and when you're getting bill after bill, medical call after medical call, even when you get like handed over to lawyers and debt collectors, you know, it starts to worry you because you know that you have to find a way to get out of this debt, and it's something that so many people are going through nowadays, you know, and it's scary.
Wandile brought something unique to the character of Frank, and unbelievably so, he was what I had imagined as a director for that character, which is very rare. You always have an actor who almost cuts it into being the one that you had imagined, you know. But Wandile just clicked in, you know, as if when the story was being written, he was seated in front of the writer.
You know, and you sometimes sit and you think to yourself, but would you make this risk? Would you take a risk as big as putting all your money on a boxing fight? And the truth is you would.
I want to bet all this money on tonight's match.
Which match?
Billy versus the Sting. The 9 p.m. match. I think it's match number...
I don't know what to say about the guy. The dude is just crazy. Despite these deep stories about how his father, about how the stepfather chased him out, you know, when I came across that monologue, it was, made me to understand the type of a guy, basically who he is. I think basically that monologue only just gave me everything that, you know, about who this guy basically is.
Godfrey is just amazing. I think he is one talented guy who is waiting to be discovered, and I think Safe Bet is going to be the project that will really give him the recognition that he deserves.
There's a truth to his comedy, you know. It's not forced, you know. He's actually just he's acting this character, and it's funny because it seems so natural, you know. The best scene for me was a scene where he breaks down, like he's telling me like why he is the way he is, and like for a moment I think Frank, there's something that he's never known about his boy, you know, like they've been friends for like the longest time, and it's only when Kai has that moment with him that he realizes actually there's more to Kai than just being a goon, you know, and just messing around. And there's an moment, you know, that I thought was beautifully played, and it's just so honest, you know. And it's great because guys often have those moments, you know, where they're like just being honest with each other, and it's being men, we don't do it often, but when it does happen, it's beautiful and it's special, and it was great that we could get that on camera.
Sorry. Sorry. Hello, Mum. I'm recording, Mum. Yes, I'm recording, and I'm on TV. My mother, Mum. Yes.
Special guy, hey? Luthuli. Whilst we were shooting, there was a lot going on in his life, you know, at a personal level.
Yes, Mum. I'm wearing a vest. Yes, Mum. Okay. Yes, Mum. It's a EPK for Safe Bet, the movie that I feature in. I'm not the lead actor, Mum. Well, I'm sort of like, yes, I'm...
He was retrenched?
I just want to get one thing clear, all right? I wasn't retrenched. You know, I just went looking for greener, safer pastures.
Look familiar? Eh? No. All right. And then yesterday, how about that?
No, sir.
There couldn't be any better suitable villain that could have been cast for Safe Bet. Luthuli was just amazing. He brought in an accent. He said, can I use this accent? Can I give the dog an accent, you know, that is unique, that is not your typical South African accent?
On stage, like I've done a few plays, like, you know, where I've had to use this accent. But, you know, and what triggered it is the geezer, what's his name? The writer geezer, you know, him. Some of the words he used in his dialogue just sounded better coming out of, you know, a mouth that has this kind of an accent.
Do you need me to spell this out to you? Why don't you and I just take the stash and Get out of town.
That sounds really romantic and full of tons of danger.
Frank, I'm being for real.
Then there are two of my favorite girls. Palesa Mofokeng, who happens to be Jerry Mofokeng's daughter, and Zinhle.
Lucy is a good girl that's found herself in a bad situation. I think greed gets the better of her. You know, when you used to fast money, it becomes something that you get used to. And I think she gets caught up in that life, but she definitely wants to get out of it.
You know, when I think about the kind of sacrifices that his father and his mother had made in his life, you know, that was the motivation for me to try and capture that sense of anxiety and paranoia. You know, trying to figure out, like, if this doesn't work, if Kaya gets it wrong again, which he always does, you know, it's all gonna be on my shoulders, you know. And I think that's why Frank has that moment of, like, and he keeps having it repeatedly throughout the film, that, look, guys, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be in trouble. And it's me, not me as myself, but me and my family, you know. I'm taking everyone down with me, you know. And once my boss finds out that I've stolen money from him, I've lost my job. And right now, that's the only thing that I've had to sort of keep my father afloat, you know.
My wife is a nurse, and I talked to her about Parkinson's disease and read a bit on internet. But something almost traumatized me. Muhammad Ali is sitting there, and they ask him a question, and he's sitting still, and it's like, yeah. And it almost says a man next to himself, a man dreaming about himself and looking at himself.
Hello, Papa. Hello. Hola, Papa.
We were fortunate. We were fortunate to cast very big actors, respectable actors in South Africa, you know. And I was amazed, because sometimes you think these guys are untouchable, but I was so humbled by, you know, their approach to this production.
I had to go to the gym every single day, even get a personal trainer to be Makena, because I had to look like Makena, be strong like Makena. So I was there lifting up weights and everything, torturing personal trainer, I tell you. But I look great. I'm happy about the change, but I look great now, very happy.
Here's the thing, MK and Palesa, as in me, are very, very similar. You know, so I think this is one role where I really had to step outside of myself, because I'm used to being a person that leads, but I had to learn to be a follower in a sense, because the reason Lucy has ended up where she is because in this friendship between her and MK, she is a follower.
Working with Palesa on set, it felt quite natural, you know, because I've literally known the Mofokengs for the longest time. Like, I know her brother, I've known her, like, we're in drama class together. So that helped a lot in terms of the chemistry, because it felt like we had known each other for like a while, you know. I don't even know if Mr. B knew that when he cast, but like, I've known Palesa my whole life, you know, and it felt very natural to act alongside her.
Well, my character, or me, Doc, he's a good guy. Maybe a bit misunderstood. Yes, he likes to kill. Yes, he's a violent man. Yes, he likes the sight of blood. But he's also a healer. You know, he wants to heal people. Healing for him is more important than killing.
The neighbor on the wall, I call him the neighbor on the wall who likes hanging around, Max Papo. Oh, he was amazing. He had also, you know, not a very big role, but the way in which he approached this whole character was just amazing, you know. He went deep into it, and he brought out something that wasn't even scripted, you know. This is how you realize how seriously some people can take their work, you know. I really think music plays a huge role. And I was very fortunate to know one gentleman, Gio, who also shares the similar passion in terms of film scoring. He was amazing. He brought in interesting stuff in terms of film composing.
It's interesting how we discuss the genre of the score. One of the options were obviously hip hop and trap. While trap is a mixture of hip hop and rap, which I found really interesting. It's nice, sophisticated, and it worked very well.
Basically, as a director, I think you want people like that. You want other creative people around you who will come in and bring in something that is of great interest, something that will add value to the film and take the film another, you know, notch higher.
As far as music is concerned, we definitely took our time. We didn't want to rush it. And also, because I enjoyed it so much, I tried to linger as long as I could without getting into trouble with Mr. B of taking too long. But we took our time. We tried to do a good job in the sense that we wanted it to be correct, it to be precise, and to the best for the narrative that we possibly could find.
My name is Makgabo Komapi, and I'm the production intern. No, I am the producer intern. Okay, I'll do that again. I don't like cameras, make it friend.
The energy in the set was a comedic energy. People were enjoying themselves, people were laughing, people were throwing jokes, people were singing, you know, which for me, it really, I felt honored to have been the person who assembled all those people, and we were there to create something which we felt on set, the energy, the joy that we felt on set. We hope that it will transcend and transfer to the viewer at home, to the person who's going to watch this movie. They should feel what we felt, which was just an amazing energy. So I really would like to thank the cast of Safe Bed, the crew of Safe Bed, everybody who was involved for this marvelous and wonderful work.
She likes